When we go into the 4M platform and get the data, this is how we see it. Important thing here is that we can export all of this as CAD data. So we basically get the 2D line work as defined by the area that we draw within the corridor. That for us is just the start, though, to be able to get that quickly and effectively into our process. So it starts here. We're able to get it delivered. But now I bounce over to this, and this is the same project, just the 3D environment of this 2D data is being pulled into what I was referring to earlier as a digital environment. What you see here is obviously a lot more than the utility data. I'm going to turn off a few things. I can turn off roadway, bridges. And now largely what you see, it's an existing utility map that's the same as what you were looking at in the 2D 4M environment. But now we brought it into, this is Synchro, Bentley product. We're partners with Bentley in digital construction management. And again, like I was saying earlier, the idea is to bring the value of digital transformation to those who build the work. So what we're trying to do is deliver this in a timely way so that the people that need to make decisions have the best information. This is planning phase. So obviously construction starts with planning, but not just during the construction phase. It starts during concept and planning of the design phase. Start thinking about what you're going to build as soon as you start designing and how you're going to build it. So what you're looking at, what we've done here is we've taken the 2D CAD work, and then we've married that up with the GIS information that's available from the local municipality in order to turn everything into a 3D model. And that process is not as cumbersome, maybe as it sounds, or as a lot of other people are trying to lead everyone to believe that this is months long, and many people, it's not. There's a lot of good GIS data that's available that you can use to get information about the utilities. There's a lot of good information just in the 4M data when it comes across. Who's the utility owner? What is it that we're looking at? But let me just click on one of these. I can show you, take the map off. Now, when I look at that storm conduit, I've got invert elevations. I've got the length. I've got what it is. So there's a combination of the data that's from the GIS database and from 4M, all brought into one environment. But what we can do, because we're getting this information and we use the advanced utility service from 4M where they're applying the AI technology so that we get the most likely location of these utilities. Now we can bring in best information available as quickly as possible that can impact the design as early in the process as we can. Now, I'll go back. I'll turn the map back on just for reference. This is a web interface. All you need is a login, no special IT install, no unique hardware. I'm not a technician, and I've been able to figure out how to make this stuff work. So there's a lot of what you're seeing between what 4M's working on, what Bentley's working on in the Synchro platform, and what we're bringing to the table by combining the two and putting it in the right environment, managing the data effectively, is we're creating a tool that a lot of people can use. This is not for specialists. This is for all stakeholders on the project can get in here and get the information that they need. Turn on the roadway. Actually, let's leave the roadway off for a second. I can turn the bridges on. And what you'll notice, obviously, is something pretty easy to pick up on when you're in 3D. We got an issue with this storm sewer. This is existing storm sewer. This is proposed foundation for that elevated bridge structure. What is that? Okay, we've identified something, but what we were able to do because we could get all this information into one environment is that now we understand that we've got a problem that has to do with construction sequence. Everybody knew when we started the process that they were going to have to get rid of that existing drainage conduit and move it. Everybody knew that. But what we really didn't consider was that this foundation was going to need to go in at a point in the construction where obviously we still need to be able to drain it. And what are we going to do with that water once we take that trunk line out of commission? That led to a number of discussions and a change in the design and the construction sequence. So the value of this, why is it, going back to what I said earlier, concrete and specific and delivered quickly enough to make decisions? 4M, within a couple of days, we have the best 2D information available. We put GIS data with it, some modeling folks to work in the Bentley platform, and we have a 3D picture of what utilities are out there to use in our design decision-making. And that happens that fast. So that's just in summary how we're using this. And I now take this and scale it across all the projects here we're going to work on. We're going to use the same process all the time, over and over again. Every major project, I would see 3, 4, 5 years down the road, we're going to be using this process and looking back and wondering how we ever did it without it.